and thank you for tuning in to 90.4 Amman FM. I'm Sara, and today I'm doing a very special interview about the Sidrah program. The reason it's so special is because I wanted to join the Sidrah program myself, but I chickened out because I don't like camping. So I am joined by Haifa, Taima, and Zuhoor, who are sharing their experiences with me. Give it a listen and enjoy. I'm gonna start off with kind of a difficult question. In one sentence, convince me and our listeners to join the Sidrah program.
It's a wake-up call. It is a wake-up call, and I think you should join. It's going to teach you a lot about yourself to start with. It's going to teach you a lot about other ladies in Amman. You're going to be proud of yourself. You're going to be proud of a lot of other ladies, and which is something you don't really find it everywhere. And that is so unique about Sidrah program.
Okay, this is only the first person and I'm already kind of convinced.
You should.
How about you, Taima?
I think it's all about unlocking your potential. The whole program focuses on so many different aspects that you might not know of yourself. So if you want to explore yourself, if you want to understand yourself a lot better, if you want to open those small closed boxes, then I think Sidrah is for you.
Wow.
I agree.
Being part of Sidrah has allowed me to just join a community of women that help me to get inspired and to learn from them. It helped me learn about myself more and the things that I can do for the community.
Wow, we're still at the very first question and I'm already getting goosebumps about this program. So let's backtrack a little bit. Can you tell me what the Sidrah program is and why you decided to join it in the first place?
For me, I decided that I needed some sort of a booster. And I didn't know what that was exactly. And then I had previous friends who had joined Sidrah program. And I was curious what the fuss was about. And I felt like there was some sort of calling towards, just exploring what do you have to lose. So I applied thinking, who knows? And I didn't have much of an expectation. But then when I did the application and I got interviewed and stuff got real, I immediately had expectations. Okay, this is real stuff. And once we got into the program, got introduced to the coaches, got introduced to the different types of exercises, I think that it's a lot to do with, I would say, our awareness of where we are, how we deal with the people around us, be it workspace, be it in your personal life, and it really helps you unravel different aspects of life, and it will also turn on your entrepreneurship hat on, that we usually keep it really, really, really closed because of being afraid of exposure or failure or whatever. So the course enables you and gives you that kind of confidence that you will be mentored, you will have proper coaching, you will have a very clear map to guide you and help you achieve what you actually want.
So this program, you applied for it and you knew that it was going to include camping and it's going to include all of these really difficult elements, but you wanted to challenge yourself from the get-go.
Yeah.
And why did you decide that you wanted to expose yourself to these difficult elements?
I wanted to rediscover myself.
Okay.
And I know for a fact that putting yourself out of your comfort zone, it's going to help you to rediscover yourself. And sharing a space with a lot of different ladies, very, very impressive ladies, it's a chance that you should never miss. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And I'm telling you right now, you should sign. Like, I'm telling you, you should.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm sensing a theme that you really all kind of wanted to learn different sides of yourself, and that's why you joined this program, essentially. Is that right?
Yeah, true. Sidrah's purpose, it was designed to have a welcoming space for all women. Just a space that where we get inspirations from others, from the mentors, from the ladies that participated, and to basically understand and know our authentic voices, and know our values and how we can use them to create a business of our dreams, and just basically what's the impact that we're going to have on the community and on the nation.
Okay, so let's give our listeners some context. This program is split into phase 1 and phase 2.
Yes.
Can you tell me what each of these phases entails?
Phase 1 was, we were 6 days in Jabal Akhdar. 2 of those 2 nights we have spent camping in the Jabal, and the remaining of the nights in the center. The first 2 nights we didn't have any, we were disconnected from the outside world, no phones, nothing. But that helped us to be present and to get to know the ladies, and just be present in the moment, because we have been all our lives we were distracted with technologies. Kind of made it hard to understand the things around us, to understand ourselves as well. And then the remaining days we went back to the center, and we had different sessions led by Ms. Shada and Ms. Luma about different topics, leadership, and so on. So that experience itself, just being with total strangers, really helped us to challenge ourselves, and just for many people getting out of their comfort zones. But I was looking forward to that opportunity because I love meeting strangers and I just love making friends, because it's really interesting to me learning about people from different backgrounds, and just seeing what their experiences are, because there are lots of people in my cohort that were already entrepreneurs, or they're mothers with already existing businesses, or they have ideas that they want to turn into actual businesses. So it was really great opportunity. And then moving on to phase 2, which is a 12-week group coaching sessions led by Haifa Al Harrasi, and she is an Omani woman. So all these 12 weeks are basically to guide us to create a business of our dreams, and they call it a purpose-driven entrepreneurship course. So.
Wow, that to me, the first thing that stood out when you said that was you actually had to let go of your phones while you were, and I cannot imagine letting go of my phone. It is so attached to me. So how did you feel when you had to be disconnected? You couldn't speak to your family, you couldn't speak to your friends. What was that like?
For me, it was really easy, because I felt so much better. And we didn't want our phones back. Remember this part? Like, we didn't want our phones back because we were in so much, like, we were like feeling this peace, and we were like talking to each other. We had so much time, Mm-hmm. And then as soon as they gave us our phone back, everyone was like too busy with their phones and taking pictures with their phones. And I'm like, I'm not ready to have my phone yet, And I told them, I remember Shada said, we can have the phone back if you want to. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to be the only one with, that her phone. So it was really, really healing, because you don't touch your phone, you don't hear anything, you don't hear any news, you don't watch anything. It's all about you,
and you're just in nature.
Yeah, it's all about you. It's just me,
Exactly.
It's my time, and it's just me.
Exactly.
Nobody has to call me. I don't have to pick up anything. I don't have to do anything. So I guess it was the best part for me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're very much living in the present.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow. And how was that experience for you?
I think you realize how much time you spend on your phone, or just having so many messages coming in from so many different social media platforms that you don't realize that you need to be still and let things literally sink into your brain, and to allow communication and proper 100% presence in the moment. I think you realize how much you miss that in our daily routines, with work and family commitments and the running around and the traffic and all of that. But once it's gone, you realize how long your day is, and how much you can do as well.
Yeah, you're not spending time scrolling through Instagram Reels anymore. You're
we
actually
slept
connected.
early.
Exactly.
We had to wake up first thing in the morning. We had a lot of things to do.
Exactly.
And because we don't have our phones, it felt like, okay, this is really normal,
And
and I can do
more
all
time.
it. I can do all of it,
Okay, so That is so interesting to me because I can't currently imagine my life like this. But I do want to... I'm so terrified of being like plunged into on top of a mountain and just with strangers that you don't know, you've never met them before, and it's your first time. You have to socialize with them, essentially.
Yeah.
You have to make friends because these are the people surrounding you for the next 6 days or whatever. How was that for you? Was it terrifying? How was making friends?
It wasn't terrifying to me.
You're a social butterfly.
I just saw it as an opportunity to meet 19 wonderful ladies and learn from their experiences. And that's what happened. Each one had a story to tell. And it's really great to learn from them and just find ways on how to grow as a person through their experience. Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone an introvert like me who had a hard time making friends?
I think not us specifically, but we had people within our cohorts that were introverts, and they stated it, that, we're kind of uneasy, we're not comfortable, please bear with us. That kind of clarification was put onto the table. So with time, we realized how we all kind of encouraged to let go out of these barriers, and just feel like they can be as present and take part and also gain a lot from the experience as a whole.
Wow. What was your favorite part about this entire experience? Specifically the camping.
For me, I've been camping a lot. So I've tried desert, mountain, sea, all of that. But it was the first time I camped and there was rain. And we were having a session outdoors, and we started speaking, and the conversation got, kind of deep. And then it started raining and nobody moved. And then the rain got heavier and people started putting on their rain jackets, and we still sat to continue the deep conversation that we were having. And then suddenly you can feel the rain literally into your socks, up your back and all of that. And then, okay, maybe now is a good time to go to the tents and then stay clear until the weather condition was a lot calmer, I would say. But it was, for me, I felt so refreshed. I felt like it was perfect timing. It was an experience, and then, the skies after rain, and then the smell of nature after it rains. Amazing.
That sounds like it's literally from a movie. It's so, like, I can literally imagine it in my head, and it's just like I'm getting goosebumps. It's amazing. What about your favorite parts?
I think my favorite part was, because we were sharing the space, right? All of us. We start sharing a lot. That was my favorite part. Because we had a lot of time, so we start sharing, and I got to know a lot of them. And by the end of the 3 days in camping, I felt like I know them better, and I made a lot of friends. And I made sisters. I made sisters because I felt safe. I was talking, I was sharing a lot. You can ask them. And they were sharing as well, and I felt like, you know what, this is the best part ever. Because now I have people that I truly trust and I feel safe with. This is my favorite part.
You mentioned that you had to go back into the tents. And I want to know, are these tents that you put up yourself?
Yes, everything we do ourselves.
Yeah.
100%.
We
So
cook,
define everything.
we clean,
Okay.
we cook and clean, we do everything ourselves.
Yeah.
Like everything.
So we have coaches,
Yeah.
but the coaches are there to guide us only.
Okay.
So we have to offload everything from the truck, organize them, set up the tents, the kitchen, and all of that. And then we're divided into 3 teams. Team will handle cooking, another one will prepare the ingredients and all of that, and a third team that will clean after. So everyone is involved, everyone has a responsibility that they have to do, and it teaches teamwork a lot, and it's a really great way to do it, because if they don't help, they're not going to eat, basically.
Yeah, so it's like from the moment you get to Jabal Akhlar, to your camp, you start, offloading the trucks, and you start assigning each person to a team. Is that how it goes?
The first thing you do is you actually have to know how to do it. So they're gonna tell you how to be safe and how you can do it without actually like hurting yourself, without actually having to hurt even your surroundings, the nature, the animals, and everything else. So they teach you how to do it, and then you can start doing it after like few hours of actually lecturing us how to do it. So they were really careful, making sure that we do it safely.
Okay, that's great. So there was a lot of support involved.
Yeah, exactly.
And what was each of you? What was your role? What team were you part of?
The 3 teams rotated. So one day, team 1 will cook. Next day, team 1 will clean, and so on. However, throughout the camping days, we had different hikes that would go from one side to another, and we are assigned. For example, I was a navigator in the first hike. Basically, I was in the front of the line. I had the GPS and a map, and the coach was in the back. They're there to guide us, but at the same time, they're not telling us what to do exactly. So we have to figure it out by ourselves. So through with the GPS and the map, I was able to see which direction I have to go. But as you know, Jabal Akhdar, there are lots of mountains, wadi, and all of that. So I have to find a way, the safest and the easiest way for the girls to cross. So it was a really great experience.
Wow, that sounds difficult. You have to like actually use a paper map.
Well, we had the what do you call it, ihdathiyat in the GPS, entered in the GPS, and the map, coordinates, yes. And the map only showed us the distance from one side to another, and basically how many we have to cross in order to reach our next campsite.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, sounds difficult though.
It wasn't. It was fun actually.
Okay.
So each one had a responsibility. I'm not sure what your responsibility was.
Mine, the first day, I was responsible for the kitchen. And because we had a really heavy rain, I was thinking I want pasta. I want something. I was starving, right? Because it's the first day. And then we were having a lot of heavy rain, so we couldn't cook or do anything. So I wasn't doing anything. The second day, I was the motivator. Okay. So all I had to do is just talk to them and laugh and make jokes. So it was the best part ever. And I loved it because you get to know them as you go in the hike. So I loved it.
Oh, wow. So there's a motivator.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just in case you get really sad. And then you need
to motivate them to walk, and like, you know, because they're hiking, it's really hot in there. You know, it's not always, you know, raining. So you have to motivate them so they can move. And because we're not supposed to be late, we kind of have to, like, you know, we have to have a few stops and that's it. So you just talk to them, you just make jokes with them, and that was the best part. I think I got really lucky with mine, to be honest. I didn't have to do much. All I had to do is just talk to them. Yeah. And the first day, we didn't have to do anything because it was really, really heavy rain. So,
wow, you really got
I got so lucky, to be honest.
Yeah. What about you, Taima? What was your role?
I had 2 different roles. So the first day, I had water consumption, which meant I needed to make sure that everyone was hydrated. Everybody had sufficient water for the day, because you fill it once a day and then that's it. That's your stock for the day. So because of how excited everyone was, you realize how much people get carried away and don't pay attention to that. So that was drink water. So you're like a police officer.
So you really had to check how much water each individual person was drinking, all 19 girls.
Yeah, how much they had in their bottles.
But we had plenty of water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were given food and water.
Yeah.
For
everything
the camp.
was provided. Yeah.
And did you have to portion it? Was it like
No.
Well, we had the resources that we had were for the 3 days, so no additional, and we have to divide it for all the 3 days. If we use all of it, then that's it. So we had to manage. So,
but it was a lot of food, to be honest.
It was.
It's a lot of food. Trust me, it's a lot. At first, you would think, "Oh my gosh, only for 3 days," but it's a lot of food. We had a lot of apples, a lot of oranges, and bananas. We had a lot of different, food.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a lot. Do we have to finish it before like the 3 days? They were like, no, it's okay. We can take it to the center.
Okay, so you never had
But we were just freaking out because we didn't know what to do with it. We thought it's not enough, but it is enough.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
maybe we're not eating enough. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Okay, so you mentioned all these different roles, and you said you had to like walk up the mountain and navigate and
Yeah.
find all these spots. What happens if you get stranded? Because I can't imagine that everyone is the same fitness level, or everyone, you know, is used to camping outdoors. So what happens if even just one person refuses to go, or refuses to continue
So
on the
we
path?
started as a team, and we have to finish as a team. No one is gonna be left. But we had two mentors, two coaches. One of them was walking with us, and the other one had moved the truck from one place to another. So in case there was any emergency, they're available to support us. So we were not just walking by ourselves in nowhere. We had the GPS. We knew the path that we have to walk and the destination, and the coaches were there just in case we needed any help.
What kind of things did you have to do to prepare to go camping first before you even went to the campsite?
Be ready mentally.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
to be ready mentally. You need to be ready because you will get to face a lot of different things mentally and physically. So I think you gotta know exactly where you're getting yourself into. I'm not gonna say it's hard. It's really not, because you have like 19 other girls with you and they can all support you. I remember when we were camping, one of the girls had to like take a break, and everyone else was like, okay, let's just take a break, let's help her. And everyone's like, do you want me to carry your water? Do you want me to carry your bag? So everyone was so supportive. And keep in mind, we didn't know each other very well. So the energy of the place was absolutely amazing. And that goes to the selection process. I think they did a good job.
Oh, yeah,
Bashaya
they
did an amazing job, let's say
Exactly.
that.
That's so sweet. So how did the selection process go when you were applying, and walk me through all the steps that you had to go through?
The selection process is my favorite part. What they do, they make sure they select girls from different states in Oman with different backgrounds, educational background, a career backgrounds, and they come to win. Let's just say this. They want to win, right? And they want to make a huge impact in their life. So you get them to the program and they want to commit to the program, and then you get them in the same room, so the energy in the room is going to be absolutely amazing because you get to hear a lot of inspiring stories. And when you tell yourself by the end of the day, because the first day they told us to talk about ourselves, tell your story, share your story, and then you hear everyone else's stories, and you get to the point where like, you know what, I want to do something for me too. I want to do something for me. And then you get the mentors teaching you, okay, here's the tools if you want to do something for yourself. If you want to be successful, this is the tools. And you have courses and everything. So I think the best part about Sidrah program is the selection process. Really, because they selected 20 girls from different backgrounds, and you get to learn a lot from them. Like a lot. We have engineers. Actually, we have more engineers. And we had more engineers than any other thing. Did you guys have the same thing?
We didn't have many engineers.
Like, I think we had 6 engineers, but different fields. 6 engineers we had.
Ours was diverse. We had a lawyer, a chef, a boat captain.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I'm jealous.
There was one lady that has a honey business, which is amazing. She sells in the airport as well.
Nice one.
It was really, really
jealous.
diverse.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds...
I'm jealous. Yeah, the good thing that we can actually meet, because it's part of
Exactly.
Sidrah program. We all have to meet at some point.
So Taima, you mentioned earlier that you do a lot of camping as well in your free time, and you love the outdoors. What is it about the Sidrah program that drew you to this, even though you're very familiar with the outdoors and you've done it before?
I think it's what happens after that, right? Because it's not just about the camping, it's about the whole mentoring and the guidance that you will get from people who have very thorough experience in the industry, and then they will help you unlock your potential during the whole course of the program. So I was eager to see what's the after, what's post this program, what am I gaining as an individual, and how is it going to affect me, and then how is it going to reflect on the people around me, and eventually how I fit within this society. So I was looking forward to what this experience has to offer, and then how I can grow as a woman, and what kind of things I'm going to be exposed to from people with professional backgrounds around me. And I think that was my key drive for the program.
So what was a moment in this program, whether it was camping or the aftermath in phase 2, what was a moment that made you really glad that you joined the Sidrah program?
For me, I think phase 2, there was a lot of questions about reflecting on how you were as a kid, and then how that kind of matured to bring you present to where you are now currently. And then based on those kind of experiences, the needs that you may have faced during growing up, for example, and then how these kind of align or match the business model that suits you best. Now, for me, it was interesting because it's like you would think on the outside, what has that got to do with me wanting to open a business, right? But in order to make sure that you have a successful, sustainable business that you will always have the need or want to give, and therefore expand and grow and mature and all of these things, it has to feed something inside of you that, you know, kind of gives you that light bulb every milestone, and then that's what's gonna keep you driven towards making sure that the business is well taken care of, that you're thinking through all of the different aspects of it, that you don't take anything for granted because something is going to affect something else in one way or another. So I think that was, you know, unlocking these kind of things was very eye-opening for me, because you take things for granted and then you think it's fine, it doesn't really mean anything until you actually see it all in front of you, and then you have someone speaking to you. Like, that's why you are on the radio, because you used to like speaking as a kid, for example. So you kind of see how things correlate, and it suddenly makes sense why you are where you are. So for me, it was...
That's so interesting. So do you think that every person, when they have like a connection with what they were like as a child versus what they want to do now, did you find that was true for all the people that were there?
I think majority, especially when because let's say in the world of business, you have certain, I would say, sectors that you would probably work under. And then when you go back to the background, the history, it will more or less explain why you are where you are. If it's not within when you were really, really young, then maybe it's when you were a teenager, for example. And then, you know, when your personality kind of changes, when you grow and then you become you at a certain point of time where, you know, there's that sort of change, then it will click. So it all depends on when was the turning point in your life that helped you reach where you are now.
Wow, that sounds incredible, honestly. Like, the more I hear about it, the more I want to join this program. What about you guys? What was a part that made you glad that you joined?
I got to know me, honestly. That was the best part for me. I got to know me. That was a thing in the program. I won't share. It's a secret. It's a secret for all of the 19 girls. I got to meet young Zuhoor in the program. She knows what's going on. And that was the best part. Because I got to know me. And because I got to know me, I know exactly what I want to do in life right now. And it was like, khalas, I know what I want. It's a secret we cannot share. You guys have to join. Yeah.
Okay, so you mean you had a lot of self-exploration to the point where you managed to learn more about yourself?
I got to talk to myself like young Zuhoor. Shada helped. And I got to know what I need to do in life. And when you talk to your young you get to know what you want. You feel like, you know what? That's not what I want. That's what everyone wants me to do, but I want what I wanted when I was a kid, you know? Or I didn't want this. They just wanted me to want it. So you get to talk to yourself. And I think phase 2 has to do with it even more than phase 1.
Okay.
As getting to know you is the best part, because everything else is going to be so much better. Because you're going to start doing things like, this is how I want to do it. And then you're going to be happy. You're going to meet more people. You're going to explore yourself and explore other people as well. As you will grow in a second, just because you know yourself better. As knowing yourself is what you need to do in life. Because everything else is going to be so smooth and easy. You don't doubt yourself as much as you used to. You love yourself. And I think the best part of the program for me as well is they told us we need to love ourselves. We need to give more me time as well. And then everything else has to come so smoothly.
Okay.
And Ghaya talked about it in phase 2 as well. The first day, she said you need to focus on you. And she kept talking about her experience. And I'm like, you know what? It's true. I need to focus on me as well. And I need to be more... I heard someone talking. When you talk about yourself and when you think about yourself, think of it as your child. Will you allow your child to stay until 10 a.m. or p.m. without something to eat? No. So why will you treat yourself any less? Do you want your child to suffer? No, you don't. Do you want your child to face a lot of different things because they don't know how to set boundaries? And they told us we need to set boundaries, communication boundaries. I didn't know that we have to have communication boundaries. There's communication boundaries, there's social boundaries, there's professional boundaries. We all know about it, right? But then you know that, okay, I have to have a lot of boundaries, because I need to value me. I'm the kid that I need to take care of first, and then I can start taking care of other people. And that's the best part ever. Because I got to learn that I can say no so easily now. I have to say no. Yeah. I have to say no for me. And you will love it.
That sounds
It's a wake-up call. You're gonna love it. I promise you, you will.
Okay, that sounds like a really valuable lesson. I honestly feel like sometimes we might neglect ourselves and we don't pay as much attention to what we need rather than what other people need. And I feel like maybe in some way society has conditioned us to do that. But both of you have mentioned phase 2 now. And now I want to kind of unpack what phase 2 entails. So maybe you can give me some more information about that.
Just to add to what they said, as Zuhoor mentioned at the beginning of the program, we had to prepare ourselves mentally and physically. And mentally goes back to what she said, because we had to dig deeper and to understand ourselves in order to understand our purpose. And as I said, they call it purpose-driven entrepreneurship, which is the 12-week coaching sessions. So those 12-week coaching sessions help us to just start to understanding our whys and why are we doing what we're doing. Even if we don't have a business ideas yet, I don't have a business idea yet, but it really helped me to understand who Haifa is and what is my purpose in life. Like how I can, what is my purpose to, how I can support myself and also support the people around me, support the community. And they really emphasize on just connecting our values to what we're doing, because it's easy to come up with a business idea and just do it. If I have the resources, I'm just gonna do it. But connecting it to our purpose and connecting it to what we value is something that is challenging, because we have to go back to when we were kids and just find out the turning point, what experiences we had and what impact they had on us. And from there, we know that, okay, my purpose is to do this, this, and that, and how can I do it through these things? So along with the coaching sessions that we get once a week, we have one-on-one sessions with certified coaches. It can be related to the business, or it can be related to like anything that we require coaching in. It's separate from the group coaching. Along with, we have an online learning modules, which is called Salalim. We learn interpersonal skills, business conduct, and all of these things that will not only help us personally, but also just skills that we can learn and apply at workplace.
Wow, that's a very comprehensive program. You learned so much from this.
You know,
Exactly,
it makes
yeah.
sense as well because it was funded by a woman
Yes.
and everything would make sense to you. I'm like, yeah, that's true. She knows your weakness because she's a woman just like you. And then, okay, we need to work on that. And I loved it because it's a unique program because it was made by a woman. So she's gonna understand you the best. You guys have very shared perspectives. So it makes sense to me because they kind of highlighted on the things that we need to work on in the workplace and what we need to work on in our personal life, and everything makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing. It makes perfect sense because it was made by a woman. So of course it's gonna make sense.
Personally, for you, for all three of you, what are the elements that you feel stood out the most to you and are takeaways and you're going to apply them in your everyday lives?
I would say to prioritize myself. That's one of the things that I started doing because I feel like my whole life was all about people and what things I can do for people. And kind of Sidrah opened up my eyes that I need to focus on myself more and just explore what Haifa can do in life. And it's working out great. I started to say no more, which is great. I've been a yes person a lot. And it's a really, as I said, it's an eye-opening experience, like just to help you understand yourself more and what you're capable of. Because all our lives we were limited to what we can do in our life, whether it's personal or at work. But it just helps you understand that your potential is limitless. Honestly, that's the thing that stayed with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's important, and that is so beautiful to know that you can actually prioritize yourself and say yes to the things that you actually want to say yes to and no to the things you don't want to. That is very important just by itself.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. What about you?
What I have learned that we'll work really hard because we kind of have to prove something, you know? We always have to we have to balance our home, work, so we always work really hard. And what I learned, I don't have to prove anything. I really work hard and I don't have to work longer. And I shouldn't feel guilty. And I can say no, too. And I can choose me. I really want to choose me. I felt so much happier, by the way, when I chose me. I felt like I can do so much. I felt like there's a lot of potentials here that I can explore. And I felt like, okay, I'm unlocking a lot of different things. And I can do so much. I have more energy, too, which is kind of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And I can meet more people. I can be very calm. I don't have to stress myself. And it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful stage in my life right now. Because I'm in peace with me.
That's
Because I can say no. And I love saying no. Now I love to say no. I'm really afraid that I have to say yes sometimes. Maybe I shouldn't say no a lot, but let's not talk about this part.
There should be balance.
There should be balance, of course. But I'm still learning how to balance. And we had a lot of courses. How to balance things at the workplace, at home. The whole thing about setting boundaries was my best part. Because you get to learn. She was like, I remember Shada was saying, okay, what is your boundaries? When do you have to set your boundaries? And I love this part. Because we weren't aware of a lot of different things, by the way. We felt like, I didn't know that was something that I shouldn't do. Or something that I shouldn't, feel bad about. But I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't let people, do that to me. It was simple things, by the way.
Can you give me an example?
Time boundaries, that's what we learned. Because I'm not supposed to be giving my time to everybody. And giving them my time is not me being nice, it's me not putting myself first. Because what we hear in our society, you have to be nice, yalla aadi, go to this event, go to this social requirement, I would say. But no, I don't have to, I don't need to. I have to choose me and I need to value me. I need to focus on me. I need to work on me. So I don't have to go to every social event. So that's what I learned.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had that moment of realization. It sounds and like an important life lesson, honestly. What about you, Taima? What is a key takeaway that you're bringing with you in real life?
For me, I would say it's stop overthinking. Especially when you have to kind of think about different business modules. What's fit for you? We tend to always overthink the process. What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't know enough? What if I don't have enough cash? What if I'm getting into the wrong sector? What if I'm not going to be successful? And questions keep going on and on and on. And that's not going to change, right? Even if you have a very clear vision, you have a very clear path, and you have certain deliverables and milestones that you keep ticking off, but you will continue to contemplate and you will continue to overthink. And therefore you're going to stall, and it's going to keep dragging, and you might ultimately not even start in the end. So for me, it was more about think it through, take your time, ask whatever questions you need, do the research, then do it. If you're convinced, if you feel it, that it's right for you, just start, and then so what if it doesn't work out? Thank you. It was an experience. I gained a lot. Not for me. Next. It's fine. Just be at ease when going through this process, because we tend to overthink everything, and it just complicates things unnecessarily sometimes.
Yeah, learn when to let go. Yes, you need to learn when to let go. You don't have to prove yourself in every sector, in every minute, in every second. Yeah. Just learn when to let go.
Be flexible, I would say.
Balanced. Yeah. I like the word balanced.
Well, that's beautiful advice. Let's take a step back and think about this course from a bigger perspective. How is everything you learned in this course applicable for Oman specifically?
I would say that it puts into context our community, right? We do things differently as Arabs, and then the expectations of how to do certain things, how to treat certain people, how to handle certain situations is different, right? And therefore it caters to our environment, and it helps us manage within our circles, and it also understands the basic fundamentals within society and how our community works, and what's let's say advised, and what's considered somewhat out of the norm, and therefore it helps you work within that framework. I think that's how it caters to Oman specifically.
And it really contributes a lot to Oman's Vision 2040. Everything what Sidrah is doing, all of the things that we're learning is contributing to it. To create a community of women that is qualified and that is equipped with all the resources and all the knowledge that will help to contribute to the economy of Oman.
Okay, fantastic. Anything else you would like to add before we conclude this interview?
Join Sidrah.
I want to say that it's a program designed for women, but it teaches you a lot how to work with your male colleagues and how you can both be powerful together, very driven to accomplish a lot of things for this country. So I really think that if you have a sister, if you have, a wife, please encourage her to sign, because she's going to be a new person. She's going to love it, and you're going to love it as well, because she's going to appreciate having, her male colleagues, her father, her brother, and everyone else, because it teaches you a lot. It teaches you balance. That's what it teaches you. So it is designed for women, but it's going to help you a lot in different ways.
Okay, fantastic. Taima and Haifa, anything you want to add?
I think it's very important that whoever decides to join the course is committed to it, is fully present. It's not easy, if you have work. Some of the ladies have kids, and it's not easy to manage, but the more you give, the more you're going to get out of it. And there's a lot of value in it, in terms of context, in terms of coaching. The whole team is working to cater to our needs all the time. Therefore, it's good to be heavily involved when you are doing the courses, when you're taking the sessions. try to make it, try to make the most out of it, because it's really enriching. So it's a shame that you would apply to something like this and then prioritize, you know, maybe social gatherings sometimes. Maybe you'd prefer not do anything and just chill. But really, I think it should be given enough time and attention.
What I loved about the program as well, that I got to meet a lot of strong ladies with a very rich background. And what I learned is that we're so lucky in a country where everything is provided. We have a lot of educational opportunities. We have Sidrah supported by the government. So we're so lucky. You know what it teaches me? That the next years are going to be absolutely amazing, because I met a lot of amazing ladies who are capable to be leaders, who's going to lead this country to a brighter vision. So I'm so grateful, and I have to say this, I'm so grateful to Shada, Luma, I'm so grateful to Bashir, I'm grateful to Malak as well, because she's helping us today as well. I'm grateful to every single girl that I met, even you. I know you're from phase 1, but I love that everyone has a very unique personality and we can vibe. I love the energy, I really do. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sara, as well. Thank you for making this so easy and smooth.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining me and telling me all about your experiences. I had a great time listening to every single story, and I'm kind of convinced I really wanna join next year.
Yes.
I think I'm like 90% there.
Oh,
so.
come on. It has to
What
be
about
100.
10%?
It has to be. I talked about self-love, girl. It has to be
Yeah,
100.
that is a big one. Okay, maybe 99%. How about that? Thank you for tuning in to 90.4 Aman FM. To learn more about the program, follow Sidrah's page on Instagram @Sidrah or follow Lahunna @LahunnaAman. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with any woman who might be interested. Who knows, maybe she'll join the program next year.